Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? Alhamdulillah, we are doing great. If you're new to my channel, my name is Riha and I live in Saudi Arabia. Also, do watch the entire video without skipping and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. So in today's video, I'm planning to show you all how I spend my evening to dinner routine. So in the evening, I thought of making some snacks because every time my husband comes home, he asks me if I have made something special today. So we had some prawns in the freezer, so thought of making some prawn cutlet. It's been a very long time. I think last time I made was it was in the Ramadan. After that, I never made, so thought of making them one. So here I've taken prawns which I've cut into small pieces. If you have small prawns, then you need not cut them. So after cutting them, I'm seasoning it with salt, and then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and some chili powder. You can use more or less chili powder as per your taste. Here I've used Kashmiri chili powder. You can use the normal chili powder as well. After adding all the spices here, I'm going to give it a nice mix and then add some water and let this cook for some time. For the cutlets, I've already boiled the potatoes in the afternoon. I've added salt and turmeric and pressure cooked the potatoes. Here I've taken about half onion. I'm going to chop them into small pieces. Also, I'm going to add two green chilies. You can always adjust the spice according to your taste, and few coriander leaves. I'm also going to chop them into small pieces. I have been making these cutlets since my college days. I had watched the recipe in one of the TLC channel, where one of the chefs had shown how to make these cutlets. Also, she had put eggs in the potato mixture, but I didn't use any. I don't use any eggs in my mixture. I have given a little changes in my recipe where she doesn't add cumin powders, where I have definitely used some other spices, so giving it my touch. So basically I learned from that video and then started making, and been making it for so long now. So after the prawns have cooked, I added some coriander leaves and onion, and I gave it a nice mix. We'll saute it for some times. Also, I have added about 1 tablespoon of oil so that onions are cooked well. We don't want raw onions, we want a nice and soft onion, not overcooked but just soften the onions. So once the onions are soft, I've added all the potatoes and mixed well. Also, after taking one part of the potato mixture, I have added green chili and more of chopped coriander leaves. So here I've taken one part for kids because otherwise after adding green chili it will be very spicy and they won't be able to eat. So I've taken the one part of the mixture, and also I had kept one boiled potatoes so that even because in the prawns I had added chili powder, if it is spicy they won't be having it, so I thought I'll keep one potato so that if it is spicy I can add more potatoes to the potato mixture, the masala potato mixture. So after mixing this well, 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste and mix well. Also here I've added about 1 teaspoon of cumin powder. I like the flavor of cumin powder. If you want you can skip. You can feel that the mixture is little soft, so if you feel like adding breadcrumbs, or you can just grind the fresh bread and put at this point. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs here, because it will be difficult to otherwise give it a shape if it is too soft. So here I've taken one part for kids, and then I've added the green chili which I had chopped. There was still time for my husband to be back, so my kids were hungry. I thought I'll quickly make these for them now, and then the rest I can make later. So for the kids mixture, potato mixture, I've added the extra boiled potato. Also, I felt there was a less seasoning, so I've added a little more salt, and also I've added about 1.5 tablespoon of breadcrumbs. Here I've used the ready-made one, which you get in packets. You can also use the fresh bread. You can grind them and add, but here I've used the packet one. I had them, so I thought of using them. So after adding these, they become little firm, and it's easier to give a shape. So after adding the breadcrumbs, I've mixed well, and also while I've added to kids mixture, I have added to the spicy mixture as well. I've added about 2 tablespoons for the spicy mixture, and if you keep it for a little time, no, it becomes stiff. It becomes easier to handle. You can easily give it a nice shape, your desired favorite shape. You can make it in oval shape, round shape, heart shape, or you can also use any cutters if you have. You can give it in any shapes. So here I've made in a oval shape, and I have I don't know, I just felt like it looked cute, so I made that kind of shape. I made it for the first time, but it looked cute. So here I've taken 1 egg, to which I've seasoned with salt and some pepper. You can just add salt, but little pepper, for that kick. And kids is actually very mild. It didn't have any that spice, but ours was perfectly spiced and tasty. So after everything was ready, I gave a nice shape to kids cutlet. So after making all of them, I had already kept the pan to heat, to which I had added oil. So here you can see that I'm shaping them. I'm trying to shape in so many different ways. Then I actually thought this shape is better, so I finally decided to go for the shape. I had tried in 2-3 different shapes, but I found this one was much better and nice. Usually we make round cutlets. For mutton, chicken, I make round cutlets. I never experiment on that, but for prawn cutlet I wanted to experiment. So otherwise I make it in square also, prawn cutlet. Usually prawn cutlets I make in square shape, but today I thought I'll make these kind of shapes, like cone, and then on top it is like oval, and that's what I felt like. It looks like that. So like a triangular one, not exactly a triangular, but yeah, looks like that. So after making all of them, I fried by dipping them. You can also do this way. You can dip them in egg, and then you can coat them with breadcrumbs and then fry, because already the potatoes and prawns are cooked. So you just have to make golden, that's it, and golden from both the side, and take it off. So you can also, instead of egg, you can also dip them in cornflour slurry, but I feel it will taste much better in egg mixture. So I always dip my cutlets in the egg mixture. So while I was frying kids' cutlet, thought why waste time? I'll shape few cutlets which I had made for me and for my husband. So here I was making heart-shaped cutlets for my husband. It was difficult to make because I didn't have any cutter, but tried my best, and I was even successful in making three or four of them. Then rest of the cutlets I made in heart, I mean sorry, oval and then round shape, because I was really tired after this, and then I had to make dinner, and also had to make iron study. So thought I'll make 4 or 5 heart shaped cutlets, and then rest make simple ones, the simple normal whatever shape I know I'll make them, and I won't waste much of the time in shaping them. So if you have cutters, it's much more easier, you can just with the help of cutters you can just, or you can use the cookie cutters, so they are much easier if you cut shape them in that. So I didn't have any. It would be easier if I had. So after that, I served kids cutlet, and they were happy and they enjoyed it. So I was waiting my husband to come so that even I could have, because it's nice, sit together and eat. Otherwise I just feel bored, sit alone and eat, because kids, they both eat together, they sit and eat together. But it's the evening and night, we all sit together and eat, and kids were really hungry and my husband was still not at home. So I didn't want kids to wait more, so I gave them, and then I thought I'll have only when my husband comes back. So along with so my husband was at this time he was already there, so I had kept this to fry, and I felt like having black tea, so I kept some black tea for myself, and my husband didn't wanted anything with along with the cutlet, so I just gave him cutlets. So I quickly fried the cutlets. So here you can see that I simply made the same shape which I had made for kids. Even for me, I had made the same shape, but for husband, I had made some hearts. He liked it very much. Actually, he likes anything I make with the potatoes, some cutlets or cheese balls, anything, whatever I make in the evening. He likes snacks, whatever I make at home. He doesn't like these mixture or biscuits or cakes. He instead likes whatever is made at home. Homemade snacks are his favorite. So while I was making black tea, I also put some cardamom, because today I felt like having some mint and cardamom tea and enjoy these spicy cutlets, prawn cutlets. The prawn cutlet have that distinct taste of the, that fishy taste of the prawn, because the chicken and all doesn't have that, that fragrance of that. This fish and prawns have that fragrance. And also here, I don't know what I have turned into a master chef. I thought of plating and all that stuff. I'm not that good at it, but tried my best to impress my husband today. So after giving my husband, here I'm having a cup of black tea for myself, and along with these cutlets. So I didn't plate or anything. I just randomly put them and dip them in the sauce and had. So I didn't have that patience to plate make platings and all. So I just took a random plate and started having. So once I was done having these, I went back to my daily evening routine, that is putting eye into studies. So he had already studied everything, so he just had to revise. His exam was postponed on Monday to Thursday. So this was on Thursday where he was, I mean, this was on Wednesday where he was actually revising everything. So I didn't record much because he would get distracted, so I let him study. I was done with the cleaning evening utensils. Then I came back to prepare dinner. Today I wanted to make chicken tikka masala, but I was running out of time. I already started late, so thought I'll make something similar to it. So here I've taken few cloves of garlic, one in ginger, and one onion and tomato, 2 tomatoes. So I'll just roughly chop them, because anyways after we cook them, I'm going to make a fine paste of it. So in a kadai, I've added about 1.5 tablespoon of oil. Here I've used sunflower oil. You can also use mustard oil. Once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add the garlic and ginger. I'll saute it for 1 or 2 minutes until they're nice and soft, and then I'll be adding the onions and tomato. To cook the onions and tomatoes faster, I'm going to add salt at this time. After adding the salt, also I'm going to add 10 to 12 cashews, because cashews will add the creamy texture to the gravy. You can also use sesame instead, or even melon seeds. The cashews are going to make the dish creamy, light, and thick also. So I want a thick gravy for the dinner, so I thought I'll add some cashew. After adding the cashew, I'll cover and let it cook for 5 minutes, and then if required, I'll be adding some water. We'll cook until the onions and tomatoes are nice and soft. I'll let the peel of the tomato come out by its own. So here, to make the rotis, I have needed some dough. I thought while the base of the gravy is being cooking, I'll finish this work. So after making the dough, I got back to the onion and tomato gravy. After the gravy was well cooked, I turned off the flame and let this cool down. And also, once it's nicely cooked, the tomato peel of the tomato easily comes out. While this is cooling down, I thought of quickly marinating the chicken. I have cleaned and washed the chicken and kept aside. Now for the marination, here I have used about 1.5 tablespoon of yogurt, thick yogurt. To this I'm going to add some seasoning. So here I've taken 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste, some coriander powder, about 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, and then I'm going to add a turmeric powder, about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, also Kashmiri chili powder. Here I've taken about 1.5 tablespoon of Kashmiri chili powder for the color. It will give the color to the dish, and about half a teaspoon of cumin powder, and salt according to your taste. Also I've added 1 tablespoon of vinegar for that tanginess. After adding all of this, I'm also going to add some mustard oil. Here I've used 1 tablespoon of mustard oil, and then I have used Shan chicken tikka masala. So here chicken tikka masala is completely optional. You can add if you have, otherwise you can just skip that. Now after adding all the ingredients, I will give it a nice mix and let this rest at least for 15 to 20 minutes, because if it would be better if you have a longer time, you can keep it for an hour, but I didn't have time, so I thought I'll let it marinate at least for 15 to 20 minutes. Also, meanwhile, I had kept charcoal on the flame so that I can give a smoke to the chicken. Once the charcoal is hot, I've placed it in a steel bowl and I've sprayed some oil. You can also add butter or ghee, and immediately cover it and let it rest for some time. Now this will infuse the smoke flavor in the chicken. Meanwhile, the onion tomato base has also cooled down, so I'll grind this into a fine paste without adding water. Meanwhile, I rolled some dough so that I can quickly fry them. So if I have few doughs rolled, then I can, fry them all at once. Now in the same kadai in which we have made the base of the gravy, I've added about 1 tablespoon of oil. I'm just going to add the marinated chicken pieces to this. I'm going to fry all at once, and I'll keep the flame on medium low and cook this. We'll cook this about 80%, and then I want the charred marks also. So in the end, I have increased the flame so that there's a charred mark on the chicken. Once the chicken is fried from both the side, I have removed them into a plate. Now to the same kadai, I have added 1.5 tablespoon of oil. Now whatever the marination was left, to that I have added about 1 tablespoon of Kashmiri chili powder, half a tablespoon of coriander powder, then a little cumin powder, a little turmeric powder, then added water. Also I've added about half a tablespoon of chicken tikka masala. Now after adding water, I've added along with the marination to the oil, and I have let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Once the all the raw spices have cooked well, I've added the base of the gravy, onion, tomato, cashew paste. So after adding all of this, I will let this cook for some times. Also, I've added some water, clean from the grinder and from the marination bowl. Whatever was remaining, I've added water and I've added them. Now it's I had to stop because the azan was going on. Now, after there's a boil in the gravy, I've added the fried chicken pieces. Now, after adding the chicken, I'll cook it for 5 to 10 minutes, and look at the gravy. It has already started becoming thick. So, because of the cashew, it's going to, the gravy is going to be thicker without even adding cream or anything. Meanwhile, while this was on its last stage of preparation, I had already started making chapatis. So after that, to end the dish, I've added here some kasuri methi. I've crushed it in my hand and I've added. So our chicken gravy is ready. Also, I had made some lacha piyaz and cut some mango for the dinner. Here I'm enjoying my wholesome dinner. The gravy is so creamy, and the color of the gravy is because of the chicken tikka masala. Also, the chickens are so juicy and tender. Even though I marinated only for 15 to 20 minutes, it's so juicy. So after having the dinner, I got back to the kitchen to clean the dishes. Already I cleaned half of them. I have washed half of the dishes while the gravy was cooking. So the rest of the half I did after the dinner. And after doing all the dishes, I sprayed some the kitchen cleaner on the sink. I let this rest for some times. Even on the gas stove, I do the same. I spray them and let it rest for some time. Also on the countertop. So by this, it will make me easier. I just have to spray them and let this rest for 10 to 15 minutes. Then I just have to pipe them off. So all the stains or whatever is there, it gets cleaned. I hope you all have enjoyed my today's video, and if you like my videos, please let me know on the comment section. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Keep watching and keep supporting. Thank you for watching. That's all for today. Take care, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.